Are you ready to take your aim to the cosmos? Or are you ready to stop being Lil Bro and start being a Giga Chad? Or do you want to put down your favorite streamers and make a montage out of it?
Ow. They're on hella.
You too, just like me, can shamelessly make clips when you frag your idols, using them for aim guide videos or for whatever purpose within your shameless imagination.
Oh. I was getting hella the whole game.
After numerous requests and deciding to stop procrastinating, I finally put together a guide that shows what has personally helped me with tracking, fine motor control, and bringing my opponents to say this.
What do I do about a hella? Maybe the only option just out hella. But I'm not locking that pussy ass character, no way.
Before I recommend some scenarios, I want to mention some of the things that have helped me. And just to be clear, the things that work for me does not necessarily mean that it will work for you. Squeezing your mouse too tightly may inhibit the contraction of muscles needed for fine motor control. Burying your mouse in the pad, especially with dot skates, can cause the frame of the mouse to touch the mousepad and cause inconsistencies in glide. As someone who has an open valve of sweat pouring from their hands, I make sure to always keep my hands dry by keeping a cloth nearby or washing them when needed. When my hands get clammy, it causes my palm to stick onto the pad, which impacts my micro adjustments. Raw dogging scenarios for 10 hours straight without rest results in diminishing returns for a given session. Instead, realize when it's time to take a break, take your ass to bed, and let your brain rewire and make more gains tomorrow. Again, this is my personal opinion. Do what you want with it. I came from console about 6 years ago. I felt like I was dropped in the middle of the wilderness with no idea where to start. My breakthrough came when I stumbled across a video which spoke to my soul. It's adjusted to focus on tracking tasks. Circle Shot Ultimate has been a staple in my repertoire for years. It forces you to track targets up close while also forcing you to switch and develop a muscle memory to large mouse movements. Change the weapon to a 9mm in the settings and enjoy. I find tasks which combine tracking and switching monumental for fast-paced games. Rocket Shot Ultimate is another task that I've been using for years that forces you to switch between targets, tracking, and throws the element of movement to consider when aiming when most tasks don't. Just like Circle Shot, switch the weapon to a 9mm and give it a go. In my last video, there were 5 heads who thought they were onto something by analyzing each frame by frame of the tracking that I had on falling targets. Here's the secret. Falling targets are equivalent to shooting fish in a barrel. Their direction and speed are very predictable. Bounce Switch focuses on the repeated micro-tracking of falling targets, while also forcing you to pay attention to the peripheral target, allowing for a smooth switching transition. Similarly, Bounce Track and Source Switch fine-tune your muscle memory into becoming familiar to the speed and direction of gravity. Once you develop the sixth sense of tracking helpless targets, you'll perfectly track your falling enemies out of the air. Admittingly, I'm not the best at static clicking, but there is one task that I do benefit from. With my current in-game Sens, Ascent Microflex takes away the arm-focused movements and instead requires me to mainly use my fingers for micro-adjustments. For my final thoughts, it's worth noting that the true way to get better at any game is to simply play said game. No amount of aim training will prepare you to learn from your mistakes caused by poor positioning or poor utility management. There are many aspects of gameplay that come together to make pro players into who they are. Aim is just one of them.